for today. So for understanding this floating static routes, let us consider this scenario where we have different networks. We have different subnets actually. So you can see here there are 3 different subnets, and they are connected with different connections by using routers. For example, if we see, so we have maybe this one subnet, this is second, maybe this third. So this subnet 1 is connected with subnet 2 using this connection, that is actually serial connection, that is considered to be slow connection. And then this same subnet is connected with this router using comparatively faster connection using gigabit Ethernet connector or interface from this router. And then this router is connected with that router, again using a fast connection. So this is the basic connectivity between these 3 subnets. Now, for example, this user, which is sitting in this subnet 1, this user wants to send some information to subnet 2 to this. So from this subnet to this subnet, so this is our source, maybe this is our destination. So what happens when this information, which is coming from this user, when this information comes to this router, it means this information has to go to a different subnet. So when the router receives that packet, frame and then packet, then it looks into its routing table to make routing decision. It has a routing table in its memory. So now it has to make routing decision that which paths to follow to forward this traffic to this network. So because we have this path, so we have this path, and we also have this path. So we have 2 paths. So maybe which path to follow, the router has to decide on that. So you can see from this network, we want to go to this network, that is 192.168.4.0. So in this, you can see this is 192.168.40, this first entry, and we also have, we can see there is a second entry to the same destination. So you see here, the question is, what if a router finds multiple entries having different routes for the same destination? So this is the same destination, but to go from this network to the same destination, there are multiple routes available in the routing table. Then what to do in that case? And these routes actually may come from some routing protocol, some dynamic routing protocol like OSPF, Open Shortest Path First. So this is a routing protocol. So this entry is given by this routing protocol, and the second entry is the entry which we actually have configured in the router. So we manually set this route, that router has to follow this route when this wants to go from this to this destination network. But now the question is, we have multiple entries, which entries to select to forward the traffic to the destination node or destination network. So in this case, actually we have a rule. So router selects the path with the better administrative distance. So what is better administrative distance? Means lower administrative distance. Okay, but what is administrative distance? So as per definition, administrative distance is a numeric value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a numeric value assigned to different routes in a routing table. So we have this route, second route, third route. So every route is assigned a different numeric value. For example, the first route has been given numeric value of 110. The second I haven't shown here, but for everyone there should be some value. So you can see here for the next route we have a numeric value of 1. So that is the administrative distance. And as per this rule, so you see this rule says that a router has to select the path with lower administrative distance. So in this case, it means router has to select this path because the administrative distance for this route is 1, less than 110. Okay, so this is the rule, and router has to obey that rule, and it has to work as per that rule. Now, what is floating static route? So now in this case, a floating static route is used as a backbone route with higher administrative distance. So there will be multiple routes, and one of the route has to be floating static route, and its administrative distance has to be higher than the other route which is available in the routing table, and that route may come statically, or that route may come dynamically by using some routing protocol. So again, I'm saying that if this is a node and there are different ways to go to this network. So there are, for example, here same. There are different ways. One way is this, and one way is this. So there are different ways to reach at this destination network. Then we can have one path as our primary path to follow, our primary route to follow, and one of the paths can be as a backup path or backup route to follow to reach at this network. Clear? So one is primary, one is secondary or backup. So floating static route is actually a backup route, and that route will come into play, or that route will be activated when the primary route fails. Okay, and to make this route as a backup route, we just increase the administrative distance of this route as compared to this primary route. So if the administrative distance of backup route will be higher than this route, for example, this is 1 and this is 30, then definitely this will be selected as per this rule, and this will not be selected. But as soon as this link, the primary link fails, or primary route fails, this backup route will come into play, and it will work. So it will do the job. So this is the definition for floating static route. This is used as a backup route with higher administrative distance. Then another static or dynamic route, which is being used as a primary route. So this route may come as statically or dynamically, but that will be used as a primary. As soon as this fails, the backup route will come into play, and it will start working. Yes. Now let's see how to configure this. So for example, again, we have this network. So this is our destination network, and to reach this network, we have these paths, one path, and this is second path. Okay. Now to configure this, for example, we are going to make statically this route. So we are going to make this route, so this route, because this is faster. For example, this is faster route, and we say that we are using this route as our primary route. It means we need to configure this router to use this static route. For it means to go to this destination network. So you can see this is the destination network, which is this actually. Good. And to reach that destination network, we are statically configuring that. Now the packet has to follow this next path, so this router as a next hop. So where is this? 192.168.5.2. So this is 192.168.5.2. So whenever this network will try to send something to this network, as per our this command, static configuration or manual configuration, the packets will flow from this path and to this. Okay. Now we want to configure floating static route or the backup static route. For that, what we do, we use a command exactly like that, but now instead of this address of the router, we are giving the address of this router as a next hop. So you can see this is 2.2. So you can see 2.2. So as a backup, this route will act as a backup route, this one. And in addition to that, we have set the administrative distance. So this field is actually defining the administrative distance, that is 130. And for this static route, if you are not defining any value in this administrative distance, then by default, the administrative distance of a static route is 1. So the administrative distance, it means in this case is 1, and in this case, this is 130. So if we have two multiple routes for the same destination network, but with the different administrative distance, then the route which has lower administrative distance will be selected to forward the traffic. It means this will be primary. As soon as this link fails, this will come into play and it will work. And even in routing table, so if we can see this by using IP show route in packet tracer demonstration, that this route will not be shown. If this link is working, then this route will not be shown even in the routing table. As soon as the primary link fails, this will be shown in the routing table. Otherwise, this will not be shown. So this is the reason that we say this floats in and out of routing table depending on the situation, depending on the situation of the primary link. Clear? So floating static route is nothing, but this is the backup route which comes into function when the primary link of the network fails. So this was the message on regarding this topic, that is floating static routes. And yeah, so I hope I was able to clarify some of the confusions. Thank you.